No, dog. You'll die for them.
Real talk.
See, that's what cats out here be running their mouth. You ain't willing to die for what you saying, but I'm willing to die over what you said.
The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had. Now Steve got a sitcom where he the principal.
Girl, grab your popcorn because today we are diving into one of the most heated celebrity feuds that just won't die down. I'm talking about Katt Williams and Steve Harvey, two comedy legends whose beef has gone from subtle shade to full-blown threats. If you thought the drama was over, think again, because things just took a shocking turn. So stick around because you won't want to miss how this decades-long rivalry could be heading towards a showdown that no one saw coming.
Hold it, Tommy. So you a comedian, you a radio host,
Yes.
and now you got a game show? I'm finna go on Shannon Sharp's show and accuse you of stealing my whole damn career.
Alright, so let's rewind a bit. Katt Williams has never been one to hold back, especially when it comes to calling out the so-called gatekeepers of the comedy world. And honey, when I say he dragged Steve Harvey, he dragged him. This all started years ago, but it really blew up earlier this year when Katt went off during an interview with Shannon Sharp. Katt spilled all the tea, accusing Steve of being jealous of the late, great Bernie Mac, stealing jokes from Mark Curry, and being nothing more than a talentless fraud. And if you think that's bad, wait until you hear this.
Steve Harvey wasn't never homeless. When Mark Curry was touring with him 25 years ago, he was making $3,000 a show in cash.
Katt even claimed that Steve lied about being homeless just to get some sympathy points from the public. According to Katt, Steve was making $3,000 a night touring with Mark Curry, all while telling folks he was sleeping on the streets. Like, what? The audacity. But Steve wasn't just going to sit back and let Katt have the last word. Oh no, he came back swinging, eventually. You see, Steve tried to play it cool at first, acting like he was above all the drama. He even posted a clip talking about how haters are just a sign that you're doing something right. But baby, we all knew that wasn't the end of it. Steve finally clapped back, and it was messy. 7 months after Katt's explosive interview, Steve finally decided to address the accusations. And let me tell you, it was a whole lot of nothing wrapped in a motivational speech. Steve went on a rant about how he doesn't need to respond to haters because he's too busy living his blessed life. But girl, actions speak louder than words, and Steve's actions were all about trying to save face. He claimed that the only reason he has haters is because he's effective and that God is preparing to take him somewhere. And then he dropped the bombshell. If any of his haters mentioned him again, he was going back to his old ways and knocking them out. Like, excuse me, what? Of course, the internet went wild. Fans were quick to point out that Steve was way too late to the party. One person said, "Steve, please, we're almost in 2025. You're late." Others noted how Steve seemed more bothered than he let on, with one commenter saying, "Guilty people usually can't sit idle when the truth about them is aired out to the public." And you know what? They're not wrong. If Steve was truly unbothered, why respond now? Why not clap back when the tea was still hot? It's giving very much, I'm guilty, but I'm going to deflect by talking about God. And the fans saw right through it. But here's where things get even more interesting. Some folks are speculating that Steve's recent outburst wasn't just about Katt. Apparently, Steve has been under a lot of stress lately due to some personal issues. Rumor has it that there's trouble in paradise between Steve and his wife, Marjorie. Could this be why Steve is so quick to lash out now? Is the pressure getting to him? Now, if you thought that was the end of the drama, think again. Recently, Katt Williams went on another interview, and this time, he didn't hold back. He called Steve out for pretending to be something he's not, and even hinted that there's more dirt on Steve that hasn't been exposed yet. Katt basically said, "I've been holding back, but if Steve wants to go there, I'm ready." And honey, the internet is ready for this showdown. People are speculating that Katt might drop some major bombshells about Steve's career and personal life. And let's not forget, Katt has a history of exposing people in the industry. So if Steve thought he could scare Katt into silence, he might want to think again. But here's the kicker. Steve might not even get the chance to clap back this time. Word on the street is that some major networks are getting nervous about this feud and might be pressuring Steve to stay silent. After all, nobody wants a PR nightmare, right? So what does all this mean for Katt Williams and Steve Harvey? Well, Katt's career has always been about pushing boundaries and speaking his mind, so this feud is just another chapter in his wild ride. But for Steve, this could be a turning point. Steve has built his brand on being a family man and a motivational speaker, but this feud is starting to crack that polished image. If more of Katt's claims turn out to be true, Steve could be facing a serious backlash, not just from fans, but from the industry as well. And let's be real, Hollywood loves a comeback, but they also love a good scandal. So Steve better watch his back because the tide could turn against him at any moment. Alright y'all, that's all the tea I have for today. But I want to know what you think. Do you believe Katt's claims about Steve Harvey? And what do you think is really going on behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button because you know I'll be back with more drama soon. And trust me, with the way this feud is heating up, you won't want to miss what happens next.